Wednesday night footy takes us to the Gold Coast for the long-delayed clash between the Suns and the Bombers to complete the regular season.
And it has huge ramifications for September. Damien Hardwick joins us as the Suns look to claim their piece of history. Well, the Dogs, they're praying for a miracle.
And Tom de Koning formally tips his hand, leaving Carlton to take up a rich free agency deal at St Kilda.
We've talked about is step into it, embrace all of it.
Get in the room and fix it.
It's unedifying for a senior coach to do that.
They're on the side of caution with the brain. Take the man off.
They played the best footy I've ever seen at the start of the season. And if you'd said Brisbane lift the cup, I would have said, of course they do.
It's the stuff that legends are made of.
What is holding the ball? I don't think I could answer it clearly right now.
I could do something wrong, and I need to go, and the board sacks me.
The fans love it, and with no fans, no 360, right?
The last of 207 home and away matches comes to us from People First Stadium, a game scheduled for round 0, delayed until round 24B, and it couldn't matter more. After 15 years, Gold Coast is on the precipice of a first finals appearance. Tonight's task is to overcome the beleaguered Bombers. Garry, Lyon, good evening.
Here we go, Gerard, in the traditional time slot of 7:20 on a Wednesday. So, big game, so much riding on it. I've watched and slowly the build-up and the case being made for Essendon. You'd be forgiven for thinking this is the baby Bombers all of a sudden back of in that very successful period in the early 90s. So, it's fascinating on every front. We've got it covered, every angle you want, and let's get it going.
It ties in Bulldogs fans who, for the most part, have given their hearts completely over to it. It ties in Hawthorn fans as to where they're going to be travelling to see their final, and Fremantle and the Giants are waiting to see who their opponents are going to be.
They're all sitting around the TV watching us. I'm ready to turn to the two big dogs up there in Queensland and ready to call it. And the Bulldogs fans, I wonder what I just put myself in Marcus Bontempelli's shoes right now. They're not watching, are they?
Surely not. No. Just a text if it gets close.
Yeah. Turn the TV on. Turn the TV on. They're 4 points up.
Our Wednesday starting point is D-Day for Aussie Broadband, and it is D-Day for the Gold Coast Suns. 15 seasons, 4 coaching regimes, never finished higher than 12th. 2 games they've had to lock this chance away. This is their last and best chance to do it.
And Dimmer's sitting there going, I've won 14 games, for God's sake. Doesn't that get me a final spot? Not this time, Dimmer. You've got to wait right through to Wednesday. So it is extraordinary the way it's all played out. We'll continue to build it. I'm very interested to hear from our Queensland superstars up there and find out the mood and the Suns. I'm suspecting they'll be calm and get the job done, but I'll be interested.
All right, so it's nothing less than royalty on duty because it's such a significant night for the state.
And there's only one good car park, I'm told, up there on the Gold Coast, and I'm tipping it's gone to the shorter of the two, Gerard.
So the godfather rather than the favourite son. Jonathan Brown, Hadley Matthews, good evening to you.
Thank you. Great to be here, Lee. And yes, Lee got 1A just behind the commentary box. And I asked the car parking attendant, she said, you're about 2K's walk across 3 major highways and you'll eventually get there. So we know who's the top dog up here. But a big night, actually, and it looks like there might be 16 or 17,000 people, which is a pretty good effort on a Wednesday night.
Give us the mood. Lethal, is they making a case for a very calm, methodical approach to this, or is there a little bit of tension?
Well, I think the Suns, particularly the last couple of weeks, have had that pressure of expectations and the consequence of what's going to go on in the game. And they didn't come up last week. I mean, Port were very good, but I thought the Suns were very bad. So they're going to beat Essendon 9 times out of 10 at Carrara with the teams that are being fielded tonight. But is it going to be one of the 9 or one of the 1? That's always what is uncertain.
So here come the Suns as the local paper's front page, Brownie. It has to be tonight, doesn't it? This is 15 years in the waiting.
Yeah, it is, Gerard. It's a good point, and just the community's talking about it. So this is not, this is not a second-tier sport anymore. There's a lot of Victorians, especially after COVID, a lot of Southerners. So AFL is on the front pages quite a bit. It's on the tip of people's tongues. So I feel as if the Suns, in past, may have walked the streets relatively anonymous, but it certainly would have been brought up a few times. So I think they feel that pressure, and it's not a fait accompli. They need to still get the job done tonight. Should have been a fait accompli last week, but as we said, Port Adelaide showed up, and if Essendon show up tonight, I think Gold Coast will feel the jitters a little bit.
You've been in the game up there, Lethal, for a long, long time. You delivered for the Brisbane Lions. Now, how important is it that we get this Gold Coast Suns franchise into finals footy?
Well, I think everyone's got to deserve the right, and they've deserved the right, as you said. They've won 14 games already, and they might go to 15 tonight. So you certainly deserve your berth. You earn it. You don't get given it. It's been a long build-up over their decade plus they've been in the competition. But I still think they've got heaps of maturity to come within their group, Rowney, and that's what I'm not sure where they are right now in terms of the competition. But certainly they've got a lot of growth to come. And Anderson and Rowell, they'll be much better with Whateley back, and Humphries is a unique type of power forward, so they're a lot better in the personnel tonight.
Yeah, they are important ins, and they had 5 players named in the All-Australian squad, so they've got a lot of quality, as you say, Rioli and Humphrey back in as well. So last week, calling that game, they just didn't cope with the pressure. That last quarter, they got fumbly, they made poor decisions when they were moving the ball from one end of the field to the other. So tonight, I think Dimmer will certainly be looking for greater composure and being able to handle the occasion better.
What's the biggest danger, the biggest pitfall that he's got to look out for, Lee?
Well, it is actually that the consequence and the expectation gets hold of you. I mean, you've still got an opposition. The scoreboard's going to be 0-0 at the start of the game, and that's what it's all about every game you play, let alone one that's got a big consequence on the end of it. So being able to focus in on what you need to do to beat the opposition tonight, trying to forget about the finals part of it. To me, that's not a motivation. That just adds stress and pressure.
Lee, if you're Luke Beveridge, are you watching tonight, or are you just waiting to get told?
Oh, jeez.
I think you'd have to be watching. It'd be a very nervous watch, a lot of anxiety, so I don't think it'll be fun watch no matter what happens. But, hey, you're still a chance. There's still some hope.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with you shortly. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Go on, you boys.
Yeah, in great hands on Fox Footy tonight, that's for sure.
Hudson and Dwayne Russell calling it. They are the big guns. They've wanted up for the big game, so it'll be fantastic.
All right, when last we saw the Suns, it was disappointing on Friday nights. It ended in tense circumstances. They didn't meet their markers. This was the instant review of the coach.
You're playing for a finals campaign. If you need me to sit there and give you a motivational speech to want to play your first finals campaign in our organisation's history, then you're playing the wrong game. The players have got to pick themselves up. They've got to lead from the front. They're going to take charge. I'm going to hand it over to them. And we're going to see what this group's made of, because they are made out of something special.
Best foot forward, D-Day Wednesday, go get it done.
That's it. Just go out and you've done it 14 times, and you've done 14 times very, very well. And I'm sure Damien Hardwick, who's about to join us, has been reminding him of that through the course of the week.
All right, we've admired a lot of what they've done. Now for the final step. Damien Hardwick, great to have you with us in the build-up to the game. Thanks for joining us.
Evening, gents. How are we?
Well, what about you? How have you pitched it? The consequence sits heavily on it. Have you tried to lighten it, or do you just have to run to the fire?
No, it's just a normal game, Gerard, as per normal. But, look, it's one of those ones. We're in a very fortunate position that the fact of the matter is our destiny's in our own hands and it's our story to tell. So, look, our boys are very relaxed. You know, once again, the consequences are obviously quite dire, but we're really excited about the chance that we are giving ourselves a chance to play finals footy. So there's no place we'd rather be.
No, it's a great opportunity. There's no question. We're looking forward to it. I was going to ask you about the mood of the group. Have you seen anything through the course of the week that just suggests that, there's a few nerves that I haven't seen this year?
No, we sort of spoke about that. It's okay to feel nervous. Like, if you're not feeling you're nervous, you shouldn't be playing the game, really. It's the same as me. There's that sense of excitement, nerves all mixed together. But, look, obviously, once that ball bounces, it'll all go away and you'll start to play. So we're really looking forward to the challenge. And as you said, it's an incredible opportunity for our football club and one we're hoping to deliver on.
And Rioli and Humphrey back, I suspect they're even more important, you would know, than the rest of us. At both ends of the ground, they deliver something a little bit different. And we're looking at Bailey Humphrey right now. He seems to be, and I think you'd have a great insight into this, how he'd be ready for finals footy if you in fact get there. So they're ready to go, clearly.
Yeah, they are. Look, it was touch and go last week. Humper sort of could have played, but we thought we'd just be pretty conservative with that one just to make sure. And look, he's ready to go. Obviously, with a shorter break, made it a little bit more difficult. And Daniel was probably the same. So, both very, very important to the way we play a game. Run and carry off of Rioli off that half back line, and then the ability for Humper to, win contested ball inside 50, which is something we probably struggled with a little bit with last week and probably the couple of games he's been out also. So, both incredible additions for us.
How did you handle the week, Damien? So 5-day turnaround is sharp. Did you do the review? Did you immediately cast forward? What lever did you pull?
Yeah, we sort of combined a couple of days into one. We always review the game and, as I always say, a loss is a gift. There's some things in the game we didn't do very well, and we spoke about that on the Tell the Truth Monday, as we call it, but then we moved pretty quickly into listen to our game plan, where we've got to sit there and understand we've got a pretty good oppo coming up against Essendon this week. So, for us it was very similar to COVID times. You quickly review and you quickly move forward, and as coaching group, and we're privileged to do what we do, but we haven't had a day off for a while, so it's been a harrowing couple of weeks, to be honest.
Where's the biggest threat from an Essendon point of view? Do you see it? Where's the one part of this game that sort of gives you the great concern?
Look, I think there's a number, obviously. Merritt's an outstanding player, so that's something we'll monitor and see that happen, see how that goes. But obviously their uncontested mark game, if they control the ball, it's something that can prove advantageous to them. So we're going to make sure we take that part of the game, get the game played through a contest as much as we can. The one thing that I do know about Scott is he's very, very good at actually manipulating things to how they want it to go. So the challenge is going to be there. They've obviously got a different, template of players playing, but the fact of the matter is it makes it more difficult sometimes, the opposition coach, because you like the predictability of how they're going to go about it.
This is what you went there for, Damien, to take a team that hasn't had success to the final series. Are you feeling just a little bit different tonight than maybe you have done in the previous games with them?
Yeah, it is. It is funny. I was saying to my partner Alex, last week I don't think I've been as flat, to be perfectly honest. To sit there and lost the game. Obviously, it was a really, really tough game, but to sort of sit there and you're just dying to make finals, not only for our footy club, our city, the people that have been a part of our journey, the guys like Dave Swallow, Sammy Day, all these players that have been at this footy club for 15 years, and the staff that have been here, and it was quite a flattening feeling, but we had to turn that around pretty quick because we get another opportunity tonight. But look, I can't wait for our boys to come out and play. I'm really excited about the way they're going to present, and more importantly, I'm excited for the city of Gold Coast because, look, the talk around the town has been us, which is really, really exciting. It's probably the first time we've had it, so we're really looking forward to it tonight.
My old coach, Sean Northey, would have got that All-Australian squad of 44 and blown it up life-size and stuck it in Gerard Witz's locker. How have you attached it?
Oh, look, my thoughts on Witter. He's an outstanding player, and I think any player that misses out on that squad could be unlucky, really, and they can only pick 40, I think it was, and Witter, to me, I would pick him every day of the week. I love the way he goes about it. At the end of the day, he helps us win football games, and that's the most important measure in my view. So, look, we'll be disappointed. Hopefully he puts in a hell of a performance tonight, because I certainly know if he does that, we're a better chance of winning than not. You did have 5 recognised, though, so it puts you on equal par with the best of the team. So that was good recognition, wasn't it? Yeah, it was great. And, obviously a guy like, we know Noah Anderson and Matt Rowell and Ben King and all these, but recognition for Ben Long, who's had an incredible season and just one of those players that is really, really important the way we play, both from an aerial aspect, but also at ground level and the physicality implies on the opposition. So, the recognition for all those guys. And then there's the old resolute, key defender in Sam Collins, who, could have played in the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and good to say he's still a modern player now. But, he's such a jet of a player as well. So we're really privileged to have those boys playing with us. All right, Dimmer, terrific. Thanks a lot. Would you like to win it early? Get it done early? It'd be nice, wouldn't it? But, look, they're always going to be an arm wrestle, these games, and, Essendon will always do that, and we're expecting that. So, once again, if we just win, I'm happy with that, boys. Good luck. Go on you, Dimmer. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Damien Hardwick. All right, how have you framed it up? Where is the threat to them? Where might Essendon trouble them? Well, I have had a look at it. So, they had a few discipline issues last week. Gave away some 50-metre penalties. So I'm getting inside Mac Andrews' head right from the start. I'm not sure who it is that's capable of doing it, but someone's got to go to him and start to get inside his head and try and take his focus off the game. And I'll do the same with Ben Long, to be honest, who's so important. 42 goals to Ben Long.
he's had an outstanding season. It was great to see him recognised, but he also can lose focus from time to time, and obviously pressure on Ben King, who 62-goal season, Gerard. That's a phenomenal return, and he only needs a few opportunities. So hard and physical, Laverde probably goes to him and gets inside his head as well. So they're the three, and then you're not going to be able to tag Rowell, but you've got to try and take Anderson out. You've got to take one of the two, and they've both been down a little bit the last 2 weeks, so Rowell and Durham will probably go head-to-head, and that'll be, that's one that you just love watching. And then maybe it's Andy McGrath, the vice-captain that's moved into the midfield lately, and you just say to him, mate, you take responsibility for Noah Anderson in whichever way you think you should take, whether that's run with him every minute of the day, whether it's at stoppage. Certainly the 1-2, you've got to take that away from them. But they're the three that I identify. And then you just go and play. So I think I don't want to ruin... I want everyone to watch Fox all the way through. I think it's a long shot, but you go in with a plan, Gerard. And that's about three, and the rest you just go and let them go.
The Bombers have lost 12 in a row. They've tried their hearts out in games along the way. They've kept themselves in some. They've run out of troops toward the end. They get two back. Is Durham back into the midfield? That gives them a little bit of firepower, and Laverde returns in defence.
Yeah.
So it's probably easy to pick. They have been on such a long journey together, facing adversity the whole way through. This is the last stand. I actually don't think you need to make it about unseating the opposition. We have been through this for 12 games. At the end, can we sing the song one more time?
Yeah, and look, strange things happen when you know that, as of 10:30 tonight, your season's over and you're up on the Gold Coast. Not a bad place to stay, and you can just let the whole disappointment of that season sort of seep out of your skin tomorrow morning on the beach. And that does funny things, Gerard. We saw it last weekend, and it is real. And you think, oh, well, that's weekend. Not you, but people go, well, it's a real thing. When players know a season has come to an end, they play with a freedom and a bit of a recklessness. We saw Melbourne do it, we saw Carlton do it, we saw St Kilda do it. These guys would have to do it to a whole new level to get this to where it needs to go, but people keep saying stranger things that happen. Someone's got to remind me of the stranger thing than Essendon bowling over at Gold Coast tonight, but we're going to watch and see what happens.
So the live ladder plays a role tonight as well. So win to book a place in the finals, and then it's 8th or 7th. Now, it depends, obviously, how much Essendon scores, but it's somewhere between 27 and 31 points. You don't actually need the Duckworth-Lewis chart. I've got it, but you don't need it because the live ladder will just tick away all night for you to keep an eye on. But it is between 27 and 31 points that the Gold Coast would then move up to 7th.
You're going to travel anyway.
Yes.
That's the bottom line, isn't it? Just whether you end up travelling up to Sydney or over to Perth. So I don't know which is the lesser two evils.
No, you don't want to get cute with it. Win by 80. If you can get out there and win, just win.
Yeah. I suspect that they'll throw everything out at the Bombers, and I really do, quite honestly, expect a bit of a belting tonight. This Gold Coast Suns team's won 14 games, and they've had some big performances, and I think they'll be sharpened up in a big way on the back of the disappointments and the cut. And I know everyone's making this case for Essendon, which is great. And it's been an interesting couple of days from a radio and television point of view and writing articles. But we know where Essendon are. We know who they are. So we're not kicking them for it, but that's the reality. We've kind of lost that in all this as we hope for a contest. But we'll see how it all pans out. But I do expect them to, that old term, flex a bit tonight, the Gold Coast Suns.
Can I, just before we leave tonight's game, can I just have that graphic which shows the expansion teams that have come in the AFL era and the first time they qualified for finals? And this does give a picture of they're miles overdue. West Coast did it in their second year, so it's a different world the way they were brought in, and Adelaide in their third. Port Adelaide repeated that. Then their best comparison piece is the Giants, and they've always suffered by comparison with that. The Brisbane Bears managed to do it in their 9th season, and we know they got the offcuts from everybody. And Fremantle did it the hard way. This is season 15. It's beyond time. No, get this done and celebrate the moment. Plant the flag for your club in that town, which has been a ghost town for professional sporting teams. This is a historic night. Don't fumble it. For God's sake, don't fumble.
No, it's a great point. It's a great point to build us up into this game, because that you don't want to, and also you just want to, well, you want to get in, but don't limp in either. Get in with some form behind you. So go after it, and I think that man's really important, Daniel Rioli. We saw the bit of the Dan Rioli in Shea Bolton with Fremantle, I reckon, in that game last week, where it was similarly cutthroat. And it was Shea Bolton who, in the first quarter or 2 quarters, just said, hey, he was the highest rated player on the ground, I think, at half-time, Shea Bolton. He said, I've been here, boys. I know what this is about. Just follow me. I think there's a bit of Dan Rioli tonight about the Gold Coast Suns.
The news of the day is what was long expected with Tom de Koning. The offer from St Kilda was too good to refuse. We probably knew that from the middle of the season, as did Carlton. So he will exercise his rights of free agency. He's immediately tipped his hand as to where he's going. This is compensation rather than trade. So an 8-year deal, and we're talking $1.7, $1.8 million. Now it's to be dissected. It's clearly the right decision for Tom.
Yes.
Because the offers weren't even close.
Yep.
Is it the right call for St Kilda?
So let me say up front, I don't begrudge anyone getting as much money as they can in whatever field they're in. And we're talking footy here, so good on you, Tom. Well done and good luck. So now I'm looking at it from a St Kilda point of view, and when it's this much money, Gerard, I need to have no question about it working. That's where I sit with it. So you go, Nazia's signed for 1 point whatever. What was that?
2.
Oh, for 2.
Yep.
You go, big money, but yeah, I get it. And you go, geez, if it was Zach Butters for 1.7, 1.8, you go, oh, yeah, I get it. I've got a question over whether I know you've got to pay overs, I know you've got to get him in, but the question revolves around just how good he is. Like that money means you've got to be great, right? So he's never kicked more than 9 goals in a season. He averages just over or just under 3 marks a game and 12 or 13 possessions. And he hasn't done anything of great note to earn the money. Again, please, I'm not having a crack at Tom. Good luck to you, and I hope you get to where you need to be. But with that sort of money, I want 1.8, yep, a lot of money, I get it. Naz 2, yep, I get it. Butters, yeah, well, I can see it. Can't see it.
So the comparison piece being run is Max Gawn. He needs to be Max Gawn for St Kilda to do this deal. And they do marry up a bit. So they're both 8 years in. Gawn had played 99 games. De Koning's played 100 games at the exact same moment in time. Gawn had won a best and fairest and finished 3rd in another. He was a 2-time All-Australian and he'd won the Coaches Association Player of the Year by 99 games by the end of 8 seasons. De Koning's best finish in the best and fairest is 7th.
That's it.
So Gawn has embarked on the next 8 years that De Koning's about to hit. He's 7 through. If he's All-Australian tomorrow night, he will have gone All-Australian 6 of 7. He's added a best and fairest and come on the podium 2 more times. He became captain after 22 games into that stretch and broke the premiership drought.
I'm hearing you.
And he's got 1 year to go. So De Koning hasn't shown any signs that he's going to be Max Gawn. That's all. So I hope he is. I hope he's the next great ruckman of the competition.
Yes.
But after 8 years, they're not even... They're not in the same ballpark.
Yeah, well, that is falling into line with what I'm saying. 1.8 for Max Gawn after what he'd done at that stage. Yeah, I can see it. And then away he goes. So I'm with you. I hope he gets there. The other question for me is where does it leave Rowan Marshall? That's the other thing. You go, you can get a ruckman on 6, 7, 800. You got a ruckman. You've already got one who's sitting there, who's a pretty good player. So good luck with all that, working that all out. But I kind of love it.
Take big swings.
Yeah,
you got to knock them out of the park. We're in the countdown to Wednesday night footy. It's the Suns and the Bombers coming up here on Fox Footy. Gold Coast looking to book their place in the finals. Next week on 360, the remaining 4 coaches who will contest the elimination finals. Which one of those 2 will it be? We'll know in a couple of hours' time. Justin Longmuir will have the security of home over in Perth. Adam Kingsley will host from Sydney. And the Hawks, Sam Mitchell, await their destination.
There's no I in team. Thankfully for us, there is in All Australian. Thursday night, the season's greatest individual performers are crowned. The players vote for their MVP. The coaches name their best of the year. And the 22 players who make up the 2025 Team of the Year are honoured. It's a night where superstars take centre stage. Live and exclusive to Fox Footy, the 2025 AFL Awards.
Still so much to look forward to. Let's get our points bet update with Bernie Vince. Bernie, welcome.
Thanks, Gerard. The biggest game in the Gold Coast Suns history tonight at People First Stadium. They'll be licking their wounds after a poor loss to Port Adelaide last week, but as you can see, the market's got them bouncing back, and I agree with them. Now, because of this, I'm going to throw together a same-game multi, very Gold Coast Suns heavy too. 26 degrees up on the Gold Coast, so a lot of people might think, oh, I'll go the overs, but the dew point's coming in, meaning it's going to be very slippery. So I'm going to start with under 169.5. I reckon Ben King has a big say on this one. He's going to kick 3 goals. And Noah Anderson, bit quiet last week, but I got him bouncing back too with 30+, and his partner in crime, Matty Rao, I've got him down for 25+ too, and I reckon $5 is great value for that one. You can find all those odds plus a whole heap more on the PointsBet app. Enjoy the footy.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
The torp is long. Aliir is under it. King couldn't get near it. The crumb is massive. McAndrew. Jones got him down, but did he have it? The umpires put the whistle away. Seconds tick. Aliir gets there. Crazy stuff. We will remember this one for eternity. The one they won for Travis and Kenny.
The foot race is on. Dangerous. High ball inside the forward 50. Whitlock work back there. Dropped it down. Handballed over the top to Andrews. Got it. By Lockie Jones. Ball's in dispute. Aliir's fumbling. He's got 3 Suns around him and right. And Port Adelaide have done it. They did it for Travis Boak and Kenny Clee. They are the most emotional team in footy, and the emotions are riding high in Adelaide Oval. Here they go with a long ball. He's kicked the barrel. Underneath it, who's going to beat it? Whitlock touched it. It's hit the bound. 9 seconds. Handball over the top. McAndrew smashed it. A tackle by Lockie Jones. Ball spills free. Aliir can't pick it up. He falls over. It's under the scores. So it falls. Port Adelaide have won by 4 points. Travis Boak ends his career with a win.
They're going hard. Well, they've got a screwy. He's working it up inside 50. Key in the contest. Trying to gather Ainsworth. Andrew out the back. Jones absolutely smashed it. What's it? Paul left it. That's the way they win. It's a Friday night fairy tale at the Adelaide Oval. The Port faithful say goodbye to Boaky and Ken in the best possible way. Extraordinary. And finals have to wait for the Suns.
The Macca's quad call of those frantic final seconds, and that's why the Suns still need this one win to qualify for finals. The teams are in there as selected. Jake Rogers is the sub for the Suns, and Reece Unwin is the sub for the Bombers. We'll have you there shortly.
Been watching the warm-up, Gerard. They look pretty relaxed, the Suns. I bet their heart's going a few 100 miles an hour.
AFL
is dancing.
AFL awards tomorrow night, guys, so we thought we'd put the picks here for PointsBet.
Beautiful.
The midfielders, which is such a rich category, they'll shuffle them to wings and forward flanks and halfback. You have to give me a ruckman and 3. Give me your dream centre square setup for the All Australian.
Gave me the hardest job of all. Well, I went with, this is for my life, Gerard.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's get, this is for my life. Gorn, Bontempelli, Butters and Rao.
Yeah.
Good luck against that quartet. I know
contest.
You can get, Nick could easily be there and Jordan Dawson, who we'll talk about, but that 4 there, for my life, I'm very comfortable with.
All right, so going with an 8th All-Australian blazer in your eyes. Your special category, of course, is the key forwards. Do you want 2 or 3 out of the squad? So 6 are there to choose from.
Yep, pretty obvious this one. So Riley Thilthorpe, Cameron and Gunston for me. So Georgiades, I thought he was great. He'll get there hopefully one day. That'd be fantastic if he was an All-Australian. But those 3 men have had outstanding seasons. Jack Gunston's just still blows my mind. And Jezza still might get a ton. So you'd be happy kicking at those 3, I reckon.
There's a handful of club captains in the squad of 44. Who is your All-Australian captain?
I was pumping hard for Noah Anderson early in the year. I think Jordan Dawson has got his team across the line as much as anyone in the competition, any singular player, and his team just happens to be on top of the AFL ladder. So that gets the nod. you'd probably have Anderson next or Gawn, one or the other.
Yeah, there's no need for a ceremonial captain this year, not when that set are there.
No.
And as you
had good choice.
It's the player who straps the team on his back.
He does it all the time,
doesn't he?
He does it all the time when it's... I've been watching a lot of Adelaide over there, and he just says, I'll get you... As it has been the greats, Fife over the years and Dangerfield, your eyes go to them, and he's elevated into that company.
The Lee Matthews Trophy for the MVP. So this is voted on by the players. It doesn't go week by week, so they get the fresh look at it. Who is the most valuable player in the comp?
Yeah, I've gone with the All-Australian captain for the reasons that I've just alluded to. And this can go a number of different ways. You can't put yourself into the minds of the players, but you couldn't deny... Well, you might end up with a different player, but Jordan Dawson will vote really, really well, because every player would rate him and have great respect for him and what he's been able to do. And I think he's well, not the standout player, because that's disrespecting the others, but he's got my nod tonight.
Yes, that's what I was thinking through. So the best from the coaches, the week by week, is either going to be Noah Anderson, Matt Rowell, Nick Dacos.
Yep.
Probably fines down to those, with Bailey Smith just behind.
Yep.
You've got Jeremy Cameron with the year he's had up front. You've got Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller in his game-shaping exploits, but I'm with you. I do think it's Jordan Dawson. And then the best first-year player. So the Rising Star allows a bigger collection. Just first-year players.
This was a thriller. Oh, Archie Roberts in there? No.
Yep.
Did he play one game last year?
Yeah.
You're saying just for one year?
Just the first.
Oh, well, my man, Murphy Reid, fits that category. So he's it for me. I've been voting singularly every game, Gerard, and I had Archie Roberts in front up until the weekend when Murphy Reid leapfrogged him. He was superb in that win against the Bulldogs on the weekend. So good. He's the sort of player you've got to go and watch closely.
Yep. All right. Let's strap in for some Wednesday night footy. What a treat.
What's for dinner, Gerard? We get full pay tonight. A 34-minute.
Let's head to People First Stadium. It is Gold Coast and Essendon. The full coverage right here on Fox Footy. Alistair Lynch and Jonathan Brown on duty.